What's going on, everybody? It's Erica here from The In-Between. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my future Make Money Online reviews, just like this one. If you are watching this video, then you've probably already seen Iman Gadzhi's AI income workshop floating around online. You've probably seen the clips, the landing pages, the promises about building an AI income stream without an audience, without ads, and without showing your face. But before you feel pressured into buying something way more expensive on the back end, I'm going to walk you through exactly what the AI income workshop actually is, how these live events usually work, and where expectations tend to get very distorted before people even attend. But if you're someone who wants something way more stable, more predictable, and something that actually builds you an asset online you own 100%, I'll also share in the link below what I personally run every single month to make money online and why it's worked for me for years now. And just a quick disclaimer before we get started, guys, I'm not affiliated with Iman or his AI income workshop in any way. This is all just my honest breakdown based on my own research, experience with the business model, and how these kind of programs typically play out. With that being said, let's jump right in. So the AI Income Workshop is a free live 5-day online event hosted by Iman Gadzhi and his team. And it's positioned as a way to show you how to build an AI income stream without needing an audience, without paid ads, and without putting yourself out there publicly. And that framing is very intentional because it hits a pain point that a lot of people are having right now. With that being said, the workshop isn't really a course in the traditional sense, but more like a scheduled live event with presentations, stories, examples, and frameworks, all designed to create momentum and belief around a specific idea. They're designed to make the idea feel real, accessible, and urgent at the same time. And beyond that, you're not being shown a full system from start to finish. You're basically being shown what's possible, how it supposedly works at a high level, and why now is the time to act. So the emotional framing of it all is honestly the real product when you're going through the workshop itself. Inside the AI Income Workshop, you're mainly getting live training sessions spread out over several days. And the main content focuses on AI-based business models, how people are supposedly using AI tools to create offers, automate parts of fulfillment, and tap into existing demand without needing to build a brand or audience first. You're walked through mental models, examples, and stories of what's working for other people. And you're also shown just how effective AI can be, especially used as a multiplier, not necessarily as a magic button, but still framed in a way that makes it feel very streamlined and beginner friendly. And to be fair, guys, the whole production is solid, the messaging is polished, and it's designed to keep you engaged all of the way through. But with that being said, what most people don't realize is that you're not exactly leaving with the finished business. You're not leaving with a live system that's actually making money, and you're not leaving with any rough framework and a sense of direction. The actual execution part, the building, the testing, and all of the figuring things out comes after all of the events end. Now, obviously, Iman Gadzhi is extremely popular on social media with millions of subscribers on his YouTube channel alone. But when you look past all of the highlight clips and dig into what people are actually saying on Reddit, a lot of the conversation turns into complaints and skepticism. Many users say that the AI Income Workshop feels way more like a funnel than real training, and that the main goal is to lead people into a much more expensive upsell afterward. Beyond that, others mention that the VIP option doesn't really add much value and feels a lot like a pressure move once you're already inside. And some people describe the workshop as heavy on motivation and sales energy, but very light on actual implementation. Another common complaint is that once the event ends, you're basically left without any clear finished system, and the only real path forward is spending a few $1,000s more. Now, when it comes to the price, the AI Income Workshop itself is free to attend, which is why so many people sign up in the first place. There's no upfront cost to get into the live sessions, and that really makes it feel way more like there's nothing to lose. But with that being said, the real pricing conversation starts after the workshop ends. At the end of the event, there's typically an offer for a larger paid program that costs at least around $2,000 to get started, and that same program is framed as the place where all of the systems, execution, and ongoing guidance actually live. So while the workshop itself is free, it's really the top of a funnel leading into a much bigger commitment. And that's why one of my biggest issues with this type of workshop-based business model is that nothing is owned at the end of it. You're not building an asset during the workshop. You're not creating something that keeps working if you step away. You're more so consuming info and motivation, but the real work still sits in front of you. The no audience and no ads promise is also extremely misleading if taken literally. You're still relying on existing platforms, marketplaces, or traffic sources that are very competitive and crowded. You're just borrowing distribution instead of building your own, and that means you're always at the mercy of systems you simply don't control. That's why instead of putting all of your time into live events and back-end programs that you don't fully control, I'd much rather build something I own completely from day one. That's why if you guys have been following me for a while now, you'll know I personally run the digital leasing model instead. And it's all about building simple local service niche websites around services people are already needing and searching for all over the US, like roofing, plumbing, fencing repair, or stucco plaster. And once your sites are built, you rank them to the top of Google so that it shows up first when real people in that area need help. The calls come in whether I'm working that day or not because the demand already exists. And because of that demand, I then rent out all of those sites to a local business owner who wants more customers, and they simply pay me every single month just to keep the lead flow coming in. And one of the biggest differences is the control. That means I own 100% of my websites, and if a business owner ever decides to cancel on me, I don't lose any of my income streams. I simply just rent the website to somebody else who needs more work. For example, as you guys can see here, I built this fencing repair site for Colorado Springs a little over 3 years ago, and to this day, that same site still continues to bring in calls without me having to touch the site. And the same business owner pays me monthly because the leads help his business grow, and because local markets have lower competition and the demand is higher, I was also able to build this stucco plaster site that works the same exact way in the same city. Both of those sites were built years ago at this point, and they still continue to pay me to this day. That's why I will always prefer the digital leasing model over any other online business model in 2026, because it's boring in the best way, which means it's steady, it's predictable, and it actually feels like a business instead of a never-ending learning loop. All right, guys, that's it for my full breakdown of Iman Gadzhi's AI Income Workshop. If this video helped you, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future reviews like this one. And if you want to learn more about the digital leasing model, the same one I use to personally earn income every single month with digital assets I own 100%, then go ahead and check out the link in the description below for a free training that covers the whole business model in more detail. As always, thanks for catching up with me, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.